Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Adrian here, bringing you guys another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience when I bought the Holy Grail video game storage unit back in April of last year, and just talk about some of my experience and things that I wish I would have done differently with the profits, and some mistakes that I made along the way, and things that I've learned, and kind of just my progress and where I am now. And this is one of those videos where I'm just keeping it real. I'm being honest with the people that are subscribed to my channel, and just hopefully you can learn something from this video. And you know, I'm not the type to not talk about certain things. I just like to keep it real, and you know, because I know a lot of people can relate to this or will relate to this sometime in the future. So smash the like button, comment, subscribe. Let's get right into it. So back in April, I bought this video game locker that was filled with vintage retro video games, like things, if you sell video games, like this is the stuff that you hunt for and look for, whether you're a collector or a reseller, whatever it may be. And just to give a little context, I'm going to talk about how I ran into this deal. So back when I used to sell strictly video games, I would get all my inventory from OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace and a little bit at flea markets. And this particular deal was on OfferUp. And when I used to do video games back in the day, I used to constantly be on my phone and always be refreshing and have the settings set as like newly listed. And I'm gonna also be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to get inventory as well, and some key things that I did back in the day that still will work today. But anyways, this deal popped up. I was playing Call of Duty, and in like the pregame lobby, like I would, you know, refresh the phone and see if there's any new deals that popped up. So around this time, it's like 7-8 o'clock at night, and this deal pops up for some Sega Genesis games. There's like 8 Sega Genesis games. I've never really sold Sega Genesis games, but these ones look pretty good. So I messaged the person right away. This is tip number 1. Even if the deal looks good, like just message them right away, even if you're not really even interested, just so you get that first message into the seller, so it looks like you are interested. So what I did is I messaged the seller, and then, you know, right away I started looking up the games. So some that caught my eye were Splatterhouse. I think it was Splatterhouse 2 or 3 for Genesis, not exactly sure, I forget. I think it was Splatterhouse 2. And then the Punisher. So I looked those ones up, and I saw those games were going for like a couple $100 each at that time. And there was like a total of like 6 or 8 games. And I told him I'll meet him up right now, and he was asking $200 for the whole lot, right? And I told him I'll buy it right now at full price. He said people are blowing them up, and you know, there's a lot of people wanting to meet with them. I was like, look, I could come right now, and you know, just let me know. And I got lucky, and he agreed to meet with me. And another key tip, this is another key tip, like have them mark it sold so other people can't message them about it. Like new people, like that's what I do. I always had the seller always mark the item sold, so new people can't come in and try and offering more money or whatever it may be. So I have them do that. I'll tell them I'm on my way already, send the address where you want to meet at, boom boom, all done. So we meet up, and it's an older guy, you know, probably in his 40s or something like that. It's not really old, but a lot older than me. And I give him the money, or I check the games out first. I give him the money and stuff like that. And I told him, like, hey, like, do you have any more video games like this? Like any older stuff, Nintendo, you know, any more Sega stuff, whatever. And he looked at me, and he kind of gave me that smirk. And he's like, you know what? He's like, yeah, I have a lot more. He's like, I was like, a lot more, huh? And I was like, well, if you want to ever sell any more stuff, like, I'm interested. Like, this is where I kind of lied, and I told him, and you know, I might get some flack for this, but this is just a strategy that I use. Like, I would tell them, like, I collect and I sell. Like, I collect and resell, and things that I don't want, I either get rid of or I trade with my friends. Just that way they don't think like I'm just strictly reselling everything. But hey, business is business, man. But anyways, you know, I told him like, hey, I'm a collector and all this stuff. Like, I'd be interested to see what you got. And he's like, yeah, you know, let me give you, you know, give me your number and all that stuff. So I give him my number, and I get home, and these Sega Genesis games were like worth a really good amount of money. So I was going to make a lot of profit, pay 200. Just one of those games was going to pay for everything. And all the other games were complete in box. They're all good condition. Anyways, this video is going to be pretty long, so make sure you smash the like button. And yeah, I get home and I messaged him my number when I was in my car when I was driving back, and you know, he messaged me back right away, and you know, that's where the relationship started. So I sent a message later that night or the next morning and told him like, hey, you know, if you ever want to get some stuff together, I could come look at it or whatever. So he hits me up a couple days later and he says, hey, I got a whole trunk full of some stuff you can come look at. And I was like, yeah, for sure, you know. So I go check it out, and it's all Super Nintendo, more Genesis, you know, some systems, just all the good stuff. And I landed up paying like $500 for everything. And then we did that a couple times. Like we did a couple trunkfuls of stuff, like deals, $500 here, $1,000 here, you know, $1,500 here, like big deals back and forth. And I'll tell you guys how much I spent on everything and how much I made as well at the end. And I was getting home and I was so excited because all this stuff, it was from like a collector. Like, I don't know where he got this storage unit from. I don't know. I don't care. But to be 100% honest, this guy did not look like he played video games. He didn't really know much about the stuff. So I don't know if he bought this unit or if it was friends. I have no idea. And I didn't ask any questions, obviously. Would you guys have asked any questions? Would you guys have been suspicious? Or would you have just not said anything? Let me know down in the comments. But anyways, I'm getting home and these video games are like crazy, like just crazy stuff. Like I had Musha for Sega Genesis, which is like a $1,000 game. I had Sealed Zelda for NES Gold cartridge. I had you know, Earthbound, Chrono Trigger. I had all kinds of like heavy hitter stuff. Games that are worth $500, $600, $700, $1,000+ games. And so I'm getting these huge lots, and like I'll get home and like 2 games will pay for everything, and I have hundreds of more games to look through. So anyways, it gets into like, hey, like he's like, hey, I got a whole storage unit full of this stuff, like and then I was like, well, can I come check it out? And he agreed. He actually agreed, like, yeah, you can come check it out. So I go to the storage unit and there's like hella video games in there left, like half a storage unit. I bought half of it. And, you know, we made another deal and I spent like $2,000. And then, you know, I told him like, let's do a bigger deal. So long story short, I landed up paying the last deal that we did. I spent $3,800, and I was doing deals for that whole month, so I was spending a lot of money. So yeah, I had 2 tubs, like 2 or 3 tubs full of stuff of like the heavy hitter video games, the games that are worth like 100+, inside separate tubs, and everything was complete in box. Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Sega Saturn. There was no junk. There was no like Xbox 360, PS3 games. There was no like common stuff. Everything was like collector, mint condition, little dusty, a little, you know, but everything was complete in box, which was the crazy part. Nothing was loose cartridge, Sega CD, all kinds of stuff. And so yeah, I had spent $12,000 on everything, and I landed up making over $40,000 like very easily. Like I could even show the screenshot. I have to find it, but just in in May, like I was making 10-11 grand a month, just doing a little bit of work. And then when I really went heavy into the heavy hitter games, that month in June, I made $35,000 in sales, and it was all profit. It was all profit. After the 12 grand came back in the bank, everything was profit. And so to get into some of the things where I want to talk to you about the experience and the things I wish I would have done differently. So when I spent that 12 grand, that was all the money I had, like at that time. That's all I had. So don't be afraid to go when the deal is too good to be, like when the deal is that good, I'll do it again. Like literally, I spent everything I had. I think I had like probably $300 to $500 into my name at that time, and I was still selling stuff on eBay. So spent everything I had, made a crap ton of money. I had like I don't know, 30, 40 grand in the bank at one time very easily within like 2 months, a month and a half, which to me is a lot of money because I've never made that kind of money before. So making like $1,000 a day is a lot of money for me. Like, I've never made that much money before. So I was spending a lot of money on stupid stuff. You know, I was buying a lot of stuff, things that I never had as a kid, you know, like, you know, shoes and stuff like that, that now that I look back at, like, I wish I didn't spend so much money on, you know, luxury stuff. And I don't buy things to like impress people or anything. I actually buy things that I wish I had money for back in the day that I can afford now. And so yeah, I wish I would have spent my money a little more wisely at that time last year and put it just more into inventory. I never really had anybody to like talk to about financial advice or anything like that, but just my experience, like, make sure you put your money into other assets and real estate and other things that are going to produce money, and not buy so much things that are, it's hard to explain, man. I don't know. I'm not even know where I'm going with this video, because like there's so many things that I still want that aren't really smart, but it's just like I'm such a believer of like living life to the fullest, because like we don't know, man, when's our last day gonna be, if this is our last week or last year, like we don't know. So I'm a big believer of like being smart with your money, making as much money as possible, and also living life to the fullest, and just enjoying it, going on those vacations, buying those nice things that you want, because like yeah, you can save your money and stuff like that as much as you want, but like you don't know when your last day is going to be. So I'm kind of just like, just live life to the fullest, live and just do whatever makes you happy, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people probably disagree with that, but that's just how I think of it. As long as my stuff's paid for, I have money in the bank, I have investments into other, you know, assets, and do the best I possibly can, you know, that's what I'm doing. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys got a little bit of value out of it. If you guys did, please leave a like. I know this video is long. Probably most of you guys probably didn't even make it to this point. But if you guys did, drop a comment. I love you guys. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Peace.